I was invited to serve as men's ministry sponsor in October 21. The aim was to build on the foundation laid by my predecessor, Clive Palmer. I thank him for his work. The aim was to build an effective men's ministry for the glory of God. To achieve this, effective training and development of men's ministry leaders at the local church level would need to be devised and implemented. The theme, created in God's image, was thus born out of Genesis chapter 1:27, which has been a theme in my heart for most of my life. The joyful fact that we are created in God's image drives my personal evangelism. The good news of the gospel found in Revelation 14:7 and Genesis 1:27 powerfully come together to define who we are to be as men, thus the title Created in God's Image. In trying to apply this, we recognized that we had to base the ministry on relevance, building trust, growing disciples, and outreach, as listed in the Northern Conference strategic document. The ministry therefore encourages men to grow into the image of God through 7 growth areas. Those growth areas are: number 1, to be spiritually responsive; number 2, to be mentally sharp and morally responsible; number 3, emotionally balanced and relatable; number 4, to be socially responsive and empathic; number 5, to be physically strong and fit; 6, to be creatively inspired; and number 7, to be a steward, responsible and caring. This has been the basis of our work since 2022, and God has blessed us, and we have been able to run a weekly men's prayer group, convene an annual men's day of prayer, run an annual men's ministry training for leaders, host annual online men's health weeks, run an annual men's retreat, and an annual men's day of fellowship. Things are beginning to have an effect, as indicated by the number of men's groups and activities taking place across the conference. For this I give God thanks. However, there is still a huge degree of ambivalence and misunderstanding regarding the nature and importance of men's ministry. The danger is that while this remains, men are more likely to drop out of the church, and thus we miss out on our maximizing the potential of our evangelistic power. For example, when we consider the various areas of a man's or young man's needs and areas of influence, for example, his personal world, his emotional world, problems can arise when relating to others and problems in his own self-image. In the areas of profession and work, on education and purpose, there can arise a loss of purpose and feelings of inadequacy. With regards to social relationships, marital problems and parenting and problems can arise. Spiritual misattunement with God in the area of spirituality, physical neglect of the body in the area of the physical, and health problems in the formation of negative habits, leading to negative thinking and uncontrolled stress and depressive thoughts in the area of his psychology and mental health. When all these things collide together, they will lead to, most likely, the dropping out of men from the church, men resigning themselves from church activity and input. This is the plight affecting many men across our conference, which is demonstrated by the low numbers of active men across our congregations. And this is something that really concerns me. Of the 144 congregations in the Northern Conference, as of the 27th of March this year, only 17 men's ministry leaders were recorded. Now, this might be because of late reports being handed in, but it's also a very strong probability that the needs of men are not being met, just being missed. Thus, we are in danger of losing even more men from the church over the next few years. This is why I'm proposing that the conference make the men's ministry role a full-time departmental role, so that the men's ministry leader can target more churches with their team, systematically providing essential visitation and training to develop effective men's ministries, so that we can achieve the following. Remember the quote, Ellen White, "The greatest want of the world is the want of men, men who will not be bought or sold, men who in their innermost souls are true and honest, men who do not fear to call sin by its right name, men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole, men who will stand for the right though the heavens fall." And then there's another quote from Ellen White. She says, "With such an army of youth rightly trained," but I would like to humbly and boldly add, with such an army of men rightly nurtured and trained, how soon might the message of a crucified, risen and soon coming Savior be carried to all the world? It is my hope that the conference session will be able to make some bold decisions regarding the future development of men's ministries. I would like to thank my team for all the support, for the administration, for their investment in the ministry, for the church members, for their support over the past 3 years to make the men's ministry what it has become. Thank you so very much, and thanks be to God.